Hey guys, what's going on? This is your boy RJ Game News USA here, back today with another video. And today we're gonna go over the matches for 2026 SummerSlam, which is the first ever two-night SummerSlam event. So strap in, get ready, get your popcorn out. We got Scooter here to help with some predictions. Scooter, say hi.
Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's going on? So we're just going to jump right into it. My first reaction to seeing the card is I have never seen a card so stacked for one night over the other on a two-night show. Have you even looked at the card yet, Scooter?
Not really, but I already know that there's on night two, there's only like two matches. That's Lesnar and Oba in the Hell in a Cell, and then whatever the main event is.
No. So there's 6 matches on both nights, but if you look at it, night 1 has Punk Rhodes, Oba versus Brock, Liv Morgan versus Io, Gunther versus Nick Aldis, the 6-man tag, the 6-woman tag, and that's Saturday's matches. Sunday's matches has Roman versus Seth, the women's ladder match, the Intercontinental Championship match, the U.S. title match, a number 1 contender WWE Championship match, and Dashhausen versus Dominic. To me, night 1 is fucking stacked because they put, in my opinion, the two most interesting matches together. Lesnar and Oba and Punk and Rhodes on the same night, and they had the best women's singles match on there, Liv Morgan versus Io. Another match people are excited for, Gunther versus Nick Aldis. I think people are more excited for Gunther versus Nick Aldis than they are Roman and Seth. I think Roman and Seth is the 4th best match, and that's the best match on night 2. Would you?
I could have swore that Oba and Brock was on night 2.
No, Oba and I'm on WWE's official website. Oba and Brock is on night 1. And that likely is going to lead off SummerSlam because we know Brock Lesnar doesn't like to stay long.
Well, that match is only going to be like 6 minutes.
So yeah, we'll start there because I feel like that I can't say what the order is going to be exactly. I'll try to list off the order I think it should be for each night and what I think it likely could be. So we'll start right there with Oba versus Brock. And Scooter, I want your thoughts. You said the match is going to be 6 minutes long. What do you think is going to happen? Who wins?
It might be a little bit longer, but I mean, it's not going to go no 25 minutes, no 20 minutes.
It's not going to be no instant classic.
Well, all I can say is there better be some, like, someone spearing somebody through the cage or something. Something crazy.
It's got to be elite. That's the bare minimum. I mean, if you really want to go crazy, I want to see them on top of the cage. Well, do you think they're going to be on top of the cage?
I don't know. There better be some destruction. That's all I have to say.
Right. Like, we're here for a good time, not a long time with these two. These two can put on a good match, you know?
Yeah, it needs to be something kind of like, remember that year that Goldberg and Lesnar had at Mania?
Yeah, I think Oba and Lesnar already do better than what Goldberg and Lesnar was. Because I think that their WrestleMania match was actually pretty good, don't you?
Yeah, it was, maybe like 5 minutes, and it was just like nothing but carnage.
And even the one that Brock won was pretty good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we both agree Oba's going over, though, right? This has to be Oba going over.
Oba's gonna win.
Like, that's the obvious choice. Anything else but.
It's in Minneapolis.
Is Lesnar going to retire? Actually retire?
That's what I'm thinking. But, again, who knows? I mean, it's Lesnar. He does anything for money.
Yeah, it's weird because I felt like in the moment when he retired at WrestleMania, it felt really spontaneous. And then they jerked us off about it later. And and it was a fucking swerve. So I actually go the other way, and I don't think Lesnar's actually retiring anytime soon. Because they did the swerve. I don't know. I think Lesnar's got a few more years left in him. But Oba's got to go over. In fact, I'm surprised this is even happening, to be honest. I figured maybe they would have blew this off by Saturday's main event or something. Oba won King of the Ring. I don't know why he's not going after Roman to begin with.
Well, now that he lost his title shot, I guess, from what I understand.
Really?
He don't have a title shot no more.
I didn't know that.
Well, I'm guessing since he picked to fight Brock in Hell in a Cell, he don't...
Oh, that's fully ridiculous. I thought I heard that he still has the opportunity later down the road, but he's choosing right now to face Brock. But Seth Rollins hasn't done anything to deserve a title shot. We'll get to that in a little bit. But Oba versus Roman would be one of the biggest matches they could put on. They can't hold this off till WrestleMania and maybe Survivor Series. But, I mean, by then, we're all going to forget about the King of the Ring. So... But anyway, yeah, I think we both feel the same way about that match. And then I think following that match, because keep in mind, usually that first hour's on regular ESPN, right?
Yeah.
And a pattern I've noticed is, if they do continue this, we typically get 2 matches. Now, we know this first match is not going to be very long. So... when I'm looking at what could be next, who could work the next match, and it seems believable, that it could go on and fill the rest of the hour, I think we get the 6-man tag between LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys versus Fatu and the Usos. In which case, I'll be honest, I really don't give a fuck about this match.
Yeah, me neither, but...
just knowing how Triple H books, though, I feel like whatever LA Knight's doing, he's going to lose. So, Fatu and the Usos win.
I think so, too.
And I feel like it's pretty obvious. I feel like this will be like a spot fest. And, you know, the Usos will be the crowd pleaser, but it's weird because aren't Fatu and the Usos supposed to be heel? Are they face? Like, I don't understand any of this.
Fatu and them are heel.
Okay, so Jey Uso's a heel, but is the crowd going to be yeeting for him when he comes out?
Probably.
Then what are we doing? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? They'll just cheer for everything, right? I don't know. This just screams like mediocrity to me. And so I don't have too much to add on this one. Do you have anything to add on that match?
No.
No. Okay. So following that, we got to get a women's match in there. And I think, since we just had a 6-man tag match, the women's match they're going to put next will be Liv Morgan versus Io Sky, which would be a fantastic match for the Women's World Championship, except for the fact that we've already seen this match quite a bit. And, you know, Io Sky already beat Liv Morgan to earn the opportunity. Does Io Sky actually pull it off and win the belt back, or was that all just to get to a point where she gets up to Liv and loses? What do you think, Scoot?
I think Liv wins.
I think you're right, but I'm less sure than about the other matches we already talked about. And I do think the match will be good. I do think it'll be good, but I also feel like it's one of those been there, done that before. You know?
Right.
Now, I'll be honest, again, I don't really care. Like, that's the problem with half these matches on the card. I don't care. And that's a problem when you're at SummerSlam. Do you think the 2-night event itself is a problem? Do you think they should have just had one night and then cut out some of these matches?
Yeah, because there's a couple matches, at least like 3 matches you could cut out.
Yeah, there's definitely some matches to cut out. And honestly, Liv Morgan versus Io Sky could have been one of them, because even though the match will be fine, because we've seen this so many times before, that doesn't feel like a SummerSlam special or anything. So, but that being said, this is still, of all the women's matches that are on both nights, this is the best women's match. It's actually one-on-one, and I think they'll actually have a little bit of time to shine. But yeah, ultimately, it means nothing of this even, it doesn't feel like it matters. That's the problem. None of it feels like it matters. Liv Morgan really does kind of feel like a superstar, and I think they should keep the belt on her. If Io won, it'd be a feel-good moment, but I think long-term it leads to nowhere booking. So yeah, I don't have anything else to add on that one. You got anything more on that one?
Not really.
No. Well, now we get to something that I actually am starting to build up some momentum for. Because I do think that the fourth match on the card will be Gunther versus Nick Aldis. Now, I think I'm a little excited to see Nick Aldis in the ring. I don't know why I'm excited. I have no good reason to be excited. But because I think it's just something new, something fresh.
Well, you know he's a good wrestler.
I don't know that. I've never seen the man wrestle.
Cody in the AEW for the title, for the NWA title.
Oh, I never watched him wrestle.
You watched that pay-per-view.
I watched that pay-per-view with you, and I don't remember the guy wrestling. Did he go under a different name?
No.
I don't even remember it. I don't remember this at all. So I'm like memory hold it totally. So I mean,
he's a good wrestler.
Any expectations for this match? Like, is it going to be good?
It's going to be very slow paced and like
a wrestler's wrestling match. Right, a wrestler's wrestling match, you'd say.
Yeah.
So I like that.
It's going to be a wrestling exhibition.
I like that because even though these guys are buff, they are big dudes, kind of like, Lesnar and Oba. Lesnar and Oba are destruction, and Gunther definitely has that in him. But I think with this also being the same night we have Oba versus Brock, I could see them absolutely dialing into a technical wrestling display.
Honestly, I could see this being one of the matches that go longer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think each match card is going to be about 3 hours. I am happy we do have 6 matches per night instead of 5. I do think we'll fully fill out those 3 hours pretty nicely. That's a much better formula. I still don't think that 2-night SummerSlam is really necessary. I'd still rather have one night that's 8 matches, that's 4 hours, me personally. But, and cut out all these fucking ads. But, is Gunther going to go over, though, for sure? Like,
yes.
Yeah, like, he has to. If he doesn't, we got a booking issue at that point.
Well, if he doesn't, that means Nick Aldis is going to be a full-time wrestler.
If he doesn't, then not only is Nick Aldis going to be a full-time wrestler, that opens up a storyline where they're going to need a new SmackDown GM. That means they're going to push Nick Aldis to the moon randomly. And that means they're actually done with Gunther's push, which I think would all be wild scenarios. And I would love to see it just because of that. But Gunther's got to win. Gunther's going to win. It's weird. Gunther's in a weird spot. I think they've mismanaged Gunther since he beat Cena. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Because Gunther's supposed to be the biggest heel in the company after beating Cena. And then he retires AJ. But what does he do after that? He has some throwaway match versus Seth. He gets involved versus Cody but can't win the belt. And he's supposed to be the biggest heel. He should have a title on him.
They have the new season of Unreal out. I watched. Cena talks about. They do the whole Cena Gunther thing. Cena knew that Gunther was going to be his opponent way before it even happened. Cena's the one that chose him.
Yeah, I think we all guessed that.
Tap him out the way he did.
Yeah, we all guessed that they would do that. where Gunther would be his opponent. And actually, to be honest, I'm not totally shocked that Cena would ask to, hey, let me tap out. That looks like he for as much as he was Super Cena early in his career, until he had his last little run there, for 7 years he did nothing but put people over. He gave back. You know what I mean? And he wanted to put Gunther over in the biggest way possible. But sometimes it takes another voice in the room to say, look, John, I know you want to put Gunther over in the craziest way possible, but this ain't it, man.
Triple H is the one that agreed with him.
Yeah, but Triple H also agreed to the heel turn that failed and a bunch of other bullshit that didn't work. And of course, The Rock sabotaged it by not being there at WrestleMania that year as well. So, yeah, just a little bit of a shit show there. Obviously, WWE has a massive hole without Cena, and that they have not yet filled. But, yeah, I think so far we're in agreement. 4 for 4 on agreeing on matches, going with the obvious choices. And that brings us to the 5th match of night 1, which is the 6 women tag team match. The Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence. Now, Scooter, your thoughts on this? What do you have happen in this match? Who's going to win?
Fatal Influence.
Who wins?
Fatal Influence.
Fatal Influence wins?
Yep.
Okay, this is where we're going to massively disagree already. So,
because the Bellas are going to turn on Paige.
Okay, so you have this leading into a storyline?
Yep.
Now, I got to be honest. A lot of Paige's shine has disappeared over the years. I don't think she made hardly any impact in AEW. You agree?
Yeah.
I'm going with Bella Twins and Paige. And you know what's funny about it is, I don't know who the fuck Fatal Influence even is. I'm doing a wrestling podcast where we're predicting things, and I couldn't tell you who the fuck Fatal Influence is. Who's in the group?
They was a group in NXT.
Okay, well that's part of it then. I mean, I can see where you're coming from. They put over the newer group. Are they face or heel? I don't even know who's faces and heels anymore.
Paige and them are face.
Yeah, I'll go with them because they on big pay-per-views we tend to go face heavy. You know, I like where you're coming from too. I can see this going either way. I'm just gonna go with the name recognition here. Bella Twins and Paige take the dub. Whatever. Again, I don't really care actually. Do you even care about this one?
No.
No. But there is one match I do care about. I care about this match more than any other match on the card. And that's CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes! Wow, I have a lot to say about this one. But Scooter, I want you to take the wheel on this first. Who's going to win? Why? What do you think about the whole thing?
Well, I feel like if there's a time for anything, this is the time to turn Cody heel.
I agree. 100%. 100% agree.
I mean, even if he loses, and then afterwards, like, he goes to shake his hand or something, you know, like, shakes Punk's hand and then turns heel.
That's fine too. Yeah. So, I mean, who do you have going over?
Well, I just think it's kind of bull. Like, I don't think, like, this is the thing. Punk's reigns have been short.
He's been a transitional champion.
Yes, since he's been back.
This belt's been hot potatoed.
But then if Cody, I just feel like if Cody wins, it's just shoving it down our throats too much.
If he wins but doesn't turn.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about that here in a second. But ultimately, where do you think they're going to land with this booking? Are they going to pull the trigger on Cody being heel, and also who's going to go over?
I'll go Punk.
Punk retains, you say. Now, it's funny because I'm going to take the opposite side of this. Because CM Punk is my favorite wrestler in the company. I'm going to be pissed when he loses. But I think the build to this match has been absolutely piss poor. Despite the fact that these two guys should, on the mic, be absolutely incredible. But this sort of half buddy shit they've been pulling is garbage. It's fucking garbage. I've wanted Punk to turn heel for a long time. And I've wanted Cody to turn heel for a long time. They both can't do it at the same time. Okay? They both can't do it at the same time. But one of them has to. And it's whoever wins this match. And they have to turn heel in order to win the match, in my opinion. And we need a shock moment that lasts from this match. Don't you agree?
That'd be Cody turning heel.
Cody turning heel, I think, is the shock moment. He wins the belt. And I don't know how you do it, almost NWO style. I don't know if you get him in a group of some kind with a couple people that surround him, that helped him out. And I don't even know who those couple people would be. But if Cody wins and has a heel champion, that's fucking money right there. Big time.
Because he's a good heel.
A good heel that he hasn't been able to be for a very long time. Because I know this whole Cody, the way he is stale as hell. It's stale. It's crusty.
That's the reason why I'm saying he needs something new.
Yeah, it's crusty. It's stale. I want a new look for Cody. I almost want a moment where he's got a more Sting aesthetic. Like Black Crow Sting aesthetic, but not ripping it off. But a darker Cody. I want him to dye his hair black the next night again. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be a darker, evil Cody.
Well, okay, how about this one? How about, you said someone comes out and helps him, right?
Yeah, have at least one or two people.
I could honestly see it like this. How about Orton?
Orton takes the back seat to Cody. I don't.
They become a group, like a little faction, like how they, you know.
I don't know. I don't know who WWE could have signed or who else they have in the locker room that's a heel that could help Cody, or if it's some NXT guys they want to call up or something that are heel guys.
No, they don't have no one.
But, you know, maybe he does it solo, where it's him in his chair, you know, him in a chair or something. Maybe it's, well, I mean, I know the Inner Circle, what, not the Inner Circle, the fucking Vision. Is the Vision still a thing?
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I mean, is this a Paul Heyman comes out with, is it Braun Breaker maybe? Is Braun Breaker hurt?
No.
Braun Breaker's not on this card, is he? No. So, is this one of these things where maybe Cody fills the Seth role, where Cody is leading Braun Breaker and what was the other guy?
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. Logan Paul's not even on this card, is he?
No.
Yeah, Logan Paul's definitely one of the guys. He's definitely one of the guys that I would say has to help Cody. And that is Logan with a little bit of his ego taking a back seat. But Logan Paul's got to be a guy. I think it's got to be Logan Paul and Braun Breaker.
Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and
Paul Heyman.
Austin Theory.
Oh, Austin Theory. So, yeah, I don't know. Braun Breaker acted like he wanted to be the main dude. Austin Theory's irrelevant. I mean, they could have all three guys, I guess.
Well, Braun Breaker and Austin Theory are tag champions.
Okay. So maybe Logan Paul is more of a solo guy and he's not involved. Maybe it's Austin Theory and Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman and they're just, hey, you lead the vision now, Cody. Maybe it's something like that. But anyway, too far in the weeds on that. Yeah, I don't know. The build's been shit. I'm tired of the mutual respect era. Give us Cody. Give us a dark, brooding, evil Cody. Have him tell the fans to go fuck off. And do it that way. I want trash thrown in the ring. I want Bash at the Beach 96.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
Anyway, so yeah, Saturday is as packed as it can be for a WWE event, which is still only like a 7 out of 10 if everything goes well. If everything goes as well as I just fantasy booked the main event, it'll be memorable. But probably not. Anyway, going to Sunday. We'll spend less time on Sunday. Be honest, I'm half tempted to skip Sunday altogether. I'll see how I feel. But first match, in my opinion, I think we start off this shit with the undisputed WWE Championship #1 contenders match, which is Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. And this is actually one of the reasons I think Cody's going to win, because I think Sami Zayn is going to win this. Now, I know I just told you in private, like a few weeks ago, Sami Zayn would never get another title shot again. Well, I fucking take my word. I take my word back on that one, because there's no way Finn Balor's going over.
I think Finn should win.
You think Finn should win?
Yep.
He's a heel or a face? He's heel, isn't he?
Face.
He's a face Finn Balor. Dude.
Yes.
Dude, I think the ship sailed.
Sammy's a heel.
Sammy's a heel? When did he turn heel?
Yes. Where the hell have you been?
Well, I thought he was face coming out of Saudi.
No. Saudi because he's beloved in Saudi.
Oh.
They had him win.
Oh. Okay. All right, that changes my idea then. I'm going to agree with you that Finn goes over. I think Finn goes over. And that's even more reason why I think Cody's going to win night one. We've seen Finn versus Punk. Finn had one of his best matches at Elimination Chamber that he's had in years. Him and Punk had an excellent match in Chicago at the Elimination Chamber. That's really the best thing. That's the height of Punk. Really was that, and then going to WrestleMania and having a great match versus Roman before he gave up the belt. That's the best Punk's been in WWE or AEW in his entire return, right?
But we can also, but a lot of people thinks that it should be Finn versus Punk and Finn beats him.
Well, also when me and you do private predictions where we already see the previous match results, that does affect future match results. So, for example, we logically would think, or at least I would, hey, if a face wins night one and nobody turned heel, then a heel's going to win this #1 contender match. That's how I think, because I actually do faces versus heels. I don't know what the fuck Triple H does half the time, but, I agree with you. I think Finn's going to go over. The reason I thought it was Sammy at first, because I thought he was face, was because I thought, oh, well, people are sad for him. They want to give him another shot. And then you have heel Cody. That'll be his first opponent he eats up. You know what I mean? But if it's Finn, that's a whole different ball game. Either way, this match feels useless to me because the winner of this is not winning the belt. I mean, unless I've got something wrong, what do you think?
I agree.
I mean, it's a useless match. I had the idea of putting a #1 contenders match for a title on the second night. On the first night, you have the championship match. Your #1 contender to do what? #1 contender, you're on SummerSlam already. This is #1 contender for what? A pay-per-view that's lesser? Or are you waiting to Survivor Series? But why do you need a #1 contenders match when people come out and they just demand title matches and they get handed them, like Seth Rollins anyway? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why do you need a whole fucking King of the Ring tournament to determine the number one contender, and then he doesn't take a shot like Obafemi, but Seth just gets a title shot because he says, hey, let's run it back, which is another dumbass storyline we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But why do we need a number one contenders match on the show? Why couldn't this be on a Raw or SmackDown? Why have a number one contender match at all? Really? Because, I mean, title matches just handed out like candy for any reason to anybody anyway. I don't know. I'm frustrated with this. What do you think, Scooter? Are you frustrated a little bit with that?
I don't even really give a fuck.
I don't even give a fuck. You don't even give a fuck to be frustrated. So, so I think that'll be one of the matches that's on the ESPN channel before we get to the first hour, if they're still doing that. And then I think the second match is, and I'm going to go off about this one here in a minute. I think the second match is this interim WWE Women's Championship ladder match featuring Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green versus question marks. And I don't know if they filled that in yet or not.
I have no clue.
But that's 1, 2, 3, 4 women, 5 women if you count the question marks, unless they mean there's 2 different mystery opponents. I don't know how many people were in this match. And I'm about to go the fuck off on this, but I want your thoughts first. Who's winning this match, and do you think this is dumb?
I don't know who's winning because, just like I said, there's 2. I haven't even been paying attention honestly to that.
Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green. I think the obvious choice there. And a mystery opponent. Oh, you don't know the mystery opponent, so I'd say Jade, right?
Huh?
Jade, right?
I don't know.
Well, I'm just going to go Jade, because you get Jade versus Rhea when Rhea would come back. This is Rhea's title.
I got Charlotte.
Charlotte? Okay, cool. Here's why this is fucking dumb. This isn't the WWE Women's Championship ladder match. This is the interim WWE Women's Championship ladder match. So, a wrestler gets injured, and they're allowed to keep their belt for months on end. What do you think about that, Scooter?
Well, if you look at the title reigns in WWE for most of the titles, there's a lot of champions that has only defended their title one time in 90 days.
Well, yeah, I know they really got rid of that 30-day clause. They really got rid of the rematch clause and a bunch of shit. Like, rematch clause used to tie their hands, where it's like you knew a rematch had to be coming, so you knew every fucking title change involved 2 matches. And I'm okay with them getting rid of the rematch clause. I'm not okay with them getting rid of the 30-day clause. But I'm definitely not okay with a champion that's allowed to keep their belt while they're completely injured and unable to defend it. That's bad enough. But what really fucking grinds my gears is why are we doing this interim championship? Why do we have the word interim there? It should just be the title. She should have gave it up. Right?
Well, the reason why she didn't give it up is because Triple H is, because he's all about Rhea.
Right, so when she comes back holding a belt, and I assume the winner of this is holding some belt, in the lineage of championships, who's the champ?
Watch. You know, it'd be funny if she just came out right after the match, Rhea, and they both came out holding the title on the stage or something.
Then why the fuck wasn't, if Rhea's good enough to come out, why couldn't she defend her belt right then and there?
I know, but that's WWE.
No, see, this is bullshit to me. Like, look, you could tell Rhea, hey, and I think this is pretty standard for a champion. Be like, hey, you're giving up your belt because you're hurt. When you're back from injury, you can go fight the person that won your belt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how this shit is done. This interim bullshit is dumb. It's just dumb. I have words I can't even say on YouTube for it. It's absolutely one of the most boneheaded, makes no sense decisions there is. Who's the mystery person? You have any idea?
No.
No. And
it just depends on, I guess, who the mystery person is.
You want to know the most ridiculous thing that it could be? And so help me, Lord. So help me, Lord. If
watch it be Rhea.
Yes. Yes.
She wins both titles and she makes it one.
Or she parades around both, which would be even worse. I swear to fucking everything holy, if Rhea Ripley herself is the mystery person for the interim WWE Women's Championship ladder match while she's actually the WWE Women's Championship match, I will fucking scream. I will absolutely, immediately, upon sight, before the match is even finished, go live and just absolutely rip Triple H a new asshole for the absolute fucking stupidity that would be. As far as logic goes. As far as logic goes, that would be the absolute... This would be the equivalent of a cop writing his own ticket for speeding. That is how ridiculous this would be. This makes the whole Liv Morgan in her own King of the Ring tournament look like a genius idea as a result. Okay, we spent too much time on that one. So, next up, I think we get Comedy Hour. Dashhausen versus Dominic.
It's Danhausen.
Dashhausen. Danhausen versus Dominic. You already know my thoughts on Danhausen, okay?
Did you watch the segment with him and Joe Hendry?
I have heard a little bit, and I would like you to go ahead and fill me and the audience in.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch Raw.
But I have heard that on the cringe level, that it is a fucking over 9,000.
They said it could be the worst segment in Raw history.
I don't think I can watch it because I might go blind.
You should watch it.
I don't think imagine I react to it.
You should.
I really should. I really should.
I think you should watch it and you should react to it. I really think you should.
I don't know if I don't know if I can stomach it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I could stomach. I don't understand this. Look, I've asked for more Attitude Era comedy, right? And more goofy stuff and hokey stuff a little bit here and there. But that only works if the main card is full of high intense action and impactful storylines that you care about, and then you have the moments of levity, right? So like in the Attitude Era, the same time that you're dealing with a situation where, oh my God, the Undertaker and his brother tried to light his family on fire and they're wanting to kill each other. The same show that's happening, Val Venus comes out and says, "Hello, ladies." That can happen because you have the main card is set and you have real storylines that you get invested in. We have none of that. And so then when you put the comedy on top of it like this, you look like a fucking clown show. You know what I'm saying? You look dumb.
So just pretty much for like this. Okay, they're pushing Dan. They're giving Danhausen too much time. One, Triple H is.
Yes, the audience has to see him briefly. It has to make a point and move on.
But like literally, like he's getting like 3 or 4 segments a show.
They're overexposing him. 100%.
Yeah, because yes, even though he is the number one, merchandise seller, but
fucking sad times, man.
He's for kids, which okay, cool.
Is he?
But, yeah.
I don't think he's for anybody. He's for the trash heap, if you ask me. Fucking disgrace to wrestling.
Honestly, like them Joe Hendry with him.
Well, I like Joe Hendry, but don't put shit in my hands and call it gold.
That's the reason why there's nothing.
Look, I know talent when I see it, and I know crap when I see it. Look, I could take a good look at a T-bone by sticking my head up a bull's ass, but I'd rather take the butcher's word for it. Okay? And in this case, I'm the expert butcher. You're the expert butcher watching wrestling 30 plus years. We know Danhausen's going to flame the fuck out. Whereas Eugene will have a much more memorable time in his career. What was it? That leprechaun dude, the fucking Hornswoggle will be remembered more. The freaking Green Hurricane dude will be remembered more than Danhausen. Danhausen will be a footnote in WWE's history. Has a ridiculous character.
I think Gilbert has had a bigger fucking.
Yeah, they might as well went full clown mode here. Gilbert versus Danhausen. I would have been down for that. Just go full clown show. Triple H rolls on his.
I just think, honestly, I think it's sad that they're doing this to Dominic. Dominic's the fucking, the Lucha Libre, whatever, Triple H world champion.
You know, Triple H has no ability to be funny. This is him rolling on his belly, or rolling on his back, with his belly up, showing his udders as a lol cow. Because he doesn't know how to be funny. He doesn't know how to be funny. In DX, the only reason he was funny is because he could play off Shawn. Shawn was the funny one. Triple H is a stiff, rigid. He's like the dude that when he debuted with the fucking classical music. That's him to a T. As far as like, he's boring and stiff. That's actually him. He didn't care what he had to do to step over people to get where he got. He married up. He's not smart. He sucks. Fuck Triple H. Now, as far as the match goes, if Dominic Mysterio loses this match, he should be forced to change his last name. He doesn't deserve to be Ray's son. So for all that is holy, for all that matters, for the sake of Dominic Mysterio's career, he better fucking win this match, and I have him winning this match. You?
I have him winning also.
In fact, it better be a squash. I'm going to even throw that in there.
I think this match is anything goes.
I hope it's a squash. I don't think Danhausen needs any sort of looking good from this at all.
It's not going to be a squash.
Dominic Mysterio is behind now in his career officially. He was on a good pace. They had him as a mid-card champion. They never let him really take that next step. He should have already won a world title by now. He had a lot of talent as a heel. He had a lot of heat as a heel. What happened?
Fizzled out.
He fizzled out, or the booking failed him?
The booking failed him.
The booking failed him. So much like how Gunther should have possibly been a champion after he tapped out Cena. To be completely honest, would have been okay if Dominic was his last opponent instead and had beat him like for the IC belt, and that was Cena's last match. Would have been cool with that, and would have been cool with then at some point by that year's WrestleMania, him becoming a champion. He was in line to do that. One of my favorite memories of Cena's retirement tour was how that was the Dominic Cena match, because it was a little ridiculous and the ending was kind of ridiculous, but Dominic came out looking like $1 million, didn't he?
Well, and honestly, that's how just like you said, that's how his last match should have been. Everything that happened in that match and the way it ended and everything, that's how it should have went.
Right, that should have been it right there at Survivor Series. And, Cena won that IC title in Boston, and then he loses it right back to Dominic. I would have been fine with that. My favorite part of the whole Cena experience was the AJ Styles match, personally. And I would have loved it if that was AJ's last match. But that's neither here nor there. What's done is done. We both say Dominic wins. Alright, so moving on. Now we're on to just the app part of things. I think we have to have a women's match here. We don't have to. No, actually, there's no more women's matches. That's the only positive about Sunday. So on Saturday, we have 2 women's matches. On Sunday, we only have to suffer through 1. And we already blew our load on it in the second match of the night. So the third match was Danhausen. Okay, so the fourth match, it's got to be, we're going to go 4th, 5th, 6th match is United States title, Intercontinental title, World title. So next up is Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin. Don't give a flying fuck, but Baron Corbin's going to win. That's my opinion.
Baron Corbin.
You don't bring him back to lose to Trick Williams. Now, I know some other...
And plus, he's never held a mid-card championship.
That, and I know some people, like, I think JD might have said that Trick Williams has to win this. And I'm like, why?
Well, because he's a big star.
Baron, is he a big star? Is he?
Yeah. He's one of the top merchandise sellers also.
Now, I know
if
Baron Corbin wins, I know BC and JD will flip out. But I think that's the right call. And that doesn't mean he has to keep the title forever. They could have a rivalry. This could be the first of a few matches, right? Can we have a rivalry out of this? Yeah. You know?
You can have him flip-flop the title.
You could have him go back and forth a little bit. I don't see anything wrong with that. There's nothing else going on with the U.S. title that matters that much. So, I'd give it to Corbin here. I want to see JD and BC flip out. I don't have any thoughts on this match. Do you?
No.
All right, I'll move right on. This is another mid-card throwaway fucking title match here. Penta versus Chad Gable. Now, the match itself is going to be good. Don't you think?
Chad Gable.
Oh, you got Gable? Don't you think the match itself is going to be good?
Yeah, the match is going to be good.
But do we give a fuck? No. What in the storyline's going on here that we care?
Because Chad Gable was El Grande Americano.
But is he still El Grande Americano? Because it says here Chad Gable.
It was mask versus mask. But what I'm saying is, that's all this has been built on, is about that, and then about Gable coming back and making everything right that he did wrong or whatever. But I think Gable's winning.
See, I'm going to go the other way here and go with Penta, and the reason is, I don't think they're going to have 2 championship changes back-to-back on mid-card titles to heels instead of faces.
Gable's not a heel.
Jesus Christ. Why? Okay. None of this makes sense. This doesn't make sense. Right, so this doesn't make... So these are 2 faces, then?
Yes.
So this is a mutual respect. We're going to shake hands after the title change or after the match. This is the bullshit stuff of Triple H. Why is Chad Gable not a heel? He should be a heel. He lost his mask. He should be pissed off and angry and be a heel.
That's the reason why what I'm saying. This is all about him after everything, him saying sorry and stuff to all the stuff he's done.
You know what? Either way, they're going to shake hands after the match. That's my prediction. Mutual respect era. But I'm going to say Penta holds on to the belt. Just because some people are going to retain their belts. And just because, I don't know, I think Penta's the bigger face of the 2, maybe? I don't know.
They're in Gable's hometown.
Are they really?
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm standing ground on this one. I'm going to go Penta anyway, just so we have some opposite picks.
Okay.
Fuck this. I'm just going Penta regardless. I'm over it. Okay, now we get to the most irrelevant World Heavyweight Championship match I've ever seen. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. And unless Dean Ambrose comes back or The Rock comes out, I don't give a fuck. So my first question to you, Scooter, will we see Dean Ambrose or The Rock?
Well, honestly, now that I think about it, I could see The Rock actually coming out during the Cody match.
Oh, okay, so you're going that way with it.
Anyways, who cares? We've already went over it. Doesn't matter.
It's all fantasy booking. It probably won't happen anyway.
I see Ambrose because he's not done. His contract's not done yet.
Is he? Do you think he's coming back when his contract's up?
Maybe.
I think they need him. I think AEW would miss him greatly, but WWE needs him.
His contract's due end of the summer.
Yeah.
But no, he's not coming, and I don't see The Rock. I mean, I don't see The Rock coming out.
No. Like, we could fantasy book and hope that Cody turns heel and stuff like that, but I almost see no hope.
The Rock coming out.
I see no hope that something crazy good is going to happen between Reigns and Seth Rollins. This feels like a match just to fill the card.
Yeah, and you know what? Since I've been picking first, you pick first this one.
Oh, this is easy for me. This is a Roman retain. Outside of something cool happening like The Rock or Dean Ambrose screwing over Roman, why would Roman lose here? The money match is going to be Roman versus Oba. This is a filler match. Seth's losing. I mean, the build to this has been unbelievably poor. This is like the 30,000th time.
And the build is, and the thing is, who usually wins between Seth and Roman? Mostly Seth.
Yeah. Yeah, Seth's even brought that up before, I think.
Yeah.
But I think this is one of those, to me, this is just to get Roman another notch on his belt. A little bit, oh, Seth, you usually win versus me one-on-one, but, you know, you backstab me versus Shield. We'll get one over on you. Oh, and the way Seth's acting like, we're going to do this one more time. We're in the twilight of our career. I saved the tape. I guarantee you we'll see these two fight again, one-on-one again, in a situation. Like, guaranteed. This idea that, it's special because maybe this is the last time they face each other. These dudes are in their 30s. They're going to be around for a while. Just saying, they're going to face again. And when they do again, they need to have a better fucking storyline next time. Because they phoned this shit in from the start. And this is supposed to be your night 2 main event. So you're saying your night 2 main event, your Sunday night main event, you are saying this is your most important match on the card. Because I am stunned. Stunned.
Honestly, I would have picked Oba versus Lesnar.
They won't do that to Roman, though. They won't have Cody. To me, that is true. I think the two best matches on the card are Oba versus Brock and Cody versus Punk, and they should be the main events. But they will never make Roman not be in the main event, especially if he's champion. Roman will always be in the main event, and that's where the problem lies. That did not call for it. The storyline didn't call for it. They phoned this shit in. This shit is mediocre. So yeah, I have, and you have Roman too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this build sucked. And
honestly, do you really want to know the truth? That's one of the more predictable matches.
It is. The only way Seth wins is some shock return that sparks some sort of feud. Any match involving Roman with the belt, unless he's fighting Obafemi, is pretty much a guaranteed L for the other guy. Just like we always knew it'd be an L for Fatu.
Well, this is how I see it. I look for someone to come show up, but it's going to be Zilla Fatu. It's going to be Umaga's son.
And maybe that happens, and who gives a rip. But also, you know what? Roman and Seth might even put on a good match. But again, we see this time and time again in WWE PLE. We see...
And you have to think, how many times have they fought each other? Fucking 40 times.
Right, so I'm sure they have... The thing is, they could put together a good match because they have this rapport together. But again, we're repeating. We're just recycle, repeat. We have no effort, no energy. I wish we could have also said, well, Cody and Punk has all this. It doesn't also have energy either because they didn't book that right either. Because, unless they're doing multiple Cody versus Punk matches, which obviously isn't happening because they already have the number one contender set up. So it's a mess. The builds always suck to these pay-per-views because the shows always suck. And then when you get to the show, half the time you're like, well, the wrestling was good, so the show's like mediocre for the PLE. But the PLE would be so much better if you put more effort into the shows leading up to the PLE. And that's where the problems are. That's where the problems are. Anyway, I think this pay-per-view is going to end up being a 5 out of 10. What do you predict it'll be?
4.
Wow. I mean, that you're going even more negative than me. That's crazy. Yeah, because I think night 1 is going to be like a 7. And I think night 2 is going to be a 3. So I'd average that out to a 5.
I think night 2 is going to be a 2.
Okay, so that's where your extra dip comes in. Yep.
I think the only thing that's going to be good is it's going to be Roman against Seth.
Oh, you think that's going to be good?
That's probably going to be the best thing on the card.
Well, I would say a lot of the matches at night 2 seem like they could be decent matches. But there are also matches that I care less about than night 1.
Well, wrestling-wise, Penta versus Gable will probably be the best wrestling match.
Well, wrestling-wise, you only have one woman's match to deal with and not 2. And the one woman's match is going to be a car wreck spot fest with the ladder. So that has an advantage there. You do have to deal with Danhausen, which is a problem. But these other guys can wrestle. But again, you could go to your local bingo hall for good wrestling. You could go to you could watch AEW if you want some good wrestling. Where's the story? Where's the story? None of these matches, including in night 1 as well, where's the fucking story? And without the story, who cares?
Other than Oba and Lesnar.
Yeah, Oba and Brock have the best story going in to SummerSlam, and that still, by Attitude Era standards, is mid-card at best. So, anyway, that's going to do it for this 2026 SummerSlam preview. Thank you all for watching. This is RJ signing out, and this is Scooter saying bye.
Peace.
Peace. We're out. Have a good one.